Hello, friends. Good morning. Hope all of you are fine. Today, I'm going to read a few verses from the Real and the Unreal and other poems. And this is a book of 80 pages of sheer poetic delight, beautifully published by Authors Press Delhi. This debut book of Nishi Purugaratha is a treat for all poetry lovers. Divided into two sections, the first section has 50 poems where she writes about kids playing in the streets, destitute children, nature, her potted plants, flowers, pigeons, the spring season, nostalgia, silence, and solitude. Beautiful poems, all. And the second section, which she calls Dementia Poems, through these poems, she very sensitively tries to tiptoe through her mother's mind, who had suffered from Alzheimer's. I would love to read a couple of poems from this section which wrenched my heart, and then I would like to read another poem from the first section. So allow me to read the first two poems from the section on dementia. So this is the first poem. Home 1. I wanted to go home. Ma would be waiting for me. This was not my home. When I told him I wanted to go home, he looked at me. He said, "This is your home." He said, "This is your home." Why did he say that? I listened to him. He said, "That is your room. This is your bed." I followed him into the room, looked at him, listened to him. Why did he say that? Did he not know? Did he not know? No, this was not my home. My home was there in that place. Ma would be there, my sisters too. I wanted to go there. I could not. I wanted to go there. I could not. Could someone please take me there? So this is such a heart-wrenching poem. And the second poem that I want to read so very much is Ma. It's on page 79, Ma. It has made her quiet, completely silent. The smile is still there, at times ebullient, at times muted. It still brightens up a dull mood. It tells of the unspoken. She nods her head. She makes motions with her head and hand. The responses are muted. I see them. I know them. They're there. They're there in spite of the tangled nerves with the plagues wrecking it all. The wrecking is so much obvious now, so much obvious now. When talking goes on around her, she listens. When the music plays, she listens. When she sees a familiar face, she smiles. There are no words. A small gesture tells me a little. At times, she makes a noise that carries a lot unsaid. Ma is telling me something. Ma is telling me something. What is it that she says? I listen, smile, and keep talking to her. I listen, smile, and keep talking to her. She likes to hear my voice. She likes all the voices around her that she hears. She smiles at some. She looks around, then looks away. At times in thought, at times distracted, at times awaiting a response, a gesture, a call. Life goes on for all of us. So this is such a beautiful poem. It wrenched my heart. But then I would like to move to the first section and leave you with this poem, Right and Wrong. It is on page 28. And I want to leave you with this poem, which is tinged in hope, right or wrong. Like her mother's smile, it lingers long after you have finished reading all the poems. A beautiful poem, Right and Wrong. Right and Wrong. Are we bothered about it anymore? Are we bothered about it anymore? Small acts, idealism, fights, struggles. Are we bothered any longer? Do they really matter? Yes, they do. They have to. A single act cannot dislodge what one feels. The timid sun's ray does filter through. The seed breaks through the soil in a burst of green. In spite of all disillusion, I find a reason to smile. In spite of all disillusion, I find a reason to smile. I must find a reason to smile. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you, Nishi Pulugurtha, for writing such a beautiful poem. I loved all the poems. It's a beautiful book, and all the poems are wonderfully written. Thank you again, Nishi.